Make way for Simon, everybody. Here it comes. All right, now for something completely different. Seems like that's been used before, but whatever. So I'm going to read 4 poems that I wrote in the past week. I'm going to read one that's older that I've read before. So these are the ones I wrote last week, or I've read over the past couple of weeks maybe. This one's called Words I Forgot. Words I forgot. I still feel out of words, but sometimes I dig deeper, and eventually they are found. Eventually, we are all found. The mist hangs over the water, the evaporation made evident as the fire. No. The evaporation made evident as the heat and the light are the same thing this time. I can't stop myself being here. I was here in the cold too. That was the last time. I've forgotten those words. I forget these words as they evaporate. Words I forgot. Thanks. These 4 are all pretty short. So this next one is called Speed of Light. Which is kind of ironic, but Speed of Light. Headlights passing by used to shine in and slide anti-shadows across the walls. Keep me awake, keep me concerned. At angles, they were in motion. As I tried to calm myself, drown in stillness. Alone at night, is it hiding if you peek out? Do we see anything but ourselves? Do we see anything at all? Or are we moving too fast for that speed of light? All right, this next one, the title is On Wrights Pond. If anybody knows Orange, you might know Wrights Pond in Orange. So I wrote this on Sunday morning sitting at Wrights Pond. It was not as hot then. So this one's called On Wrights Pond. Illustrious illusions cloud my vision of reality, stretching out before me, reflecting the future, reflecting the past in ripples like wind, in driplets like raindrops, falling from above, clouds and branches and leaves clinging to both. All these lies I continue to tell myself, as a Canada goose grooms herself, pecking moisture from her feathers with beak. The limits of reality hit us all differently, but reality always hits harder than expected. Branches sway lightly as the sun emerges slightly. Illuminating reality, the goose glares back, noticing the light, the heat, the sun on Wrights Pond. And I should probably tell you guys, well, I probably shouldn't tell you guys this, but Google Docs does not like it when you say driplets instead of droplets, just so you know. All right, this next one is also a short one that I wrote in the past week or so. This one's called Trust. So, trust. Time will tell, but never listen. Time isn't sensitive to feelings or words. Either can hurt. If you let it, time will tell before you do. Unless you're committed, no one will tell. If you give them time, trust. So that's it for the short ones. Now, one that I wrote, I wrote this one sometime after 2011, and I've read this here before. I originally wrote the beginning of this one while I was running. I told you guys this story before. I took my phone out and I actually spoke these words into my phone while I was running because this came into my head. I get ideas for poems all the time. This one's called Thus History Whispers. And I wrote this after I started running in 2011, so it's obviously written after that. Thus History Whispers. The repeating flavor of peppermint patties reminds me of nights filled with silver tequila and bad decisions. History is wide open, open to interpretations, whispered by scenes no one saw coming. History is wide open, forgiving like Jesus, nailed to the cross, blood for our sins on his hands, soon to be the first in the long line of zombies, exposed like a butterfly, pinned to examination under entomologist glass. An eternity of exploration by churches and science, devising an invented purpose for the death of the martyr. Stature, notoriety, are the nice guy's crimes. A whispered voice, attractive, pretty, Some would call it sexual, awkward stuff. Clearly a violation of nature, nature's firm laws, my invisible partner. I was brought up the son of a British mother who learned to say banana and aluminum, how to spell words without U's, even though these things were wrong. My father, an American through and through, made no effort to conceal the tinges of Southern in his speech, even though they too were wrong. Nice guys escape judgment with the crime of stature and notoriety, keeping hands clean in service of dirty minds, digging an invented purpose from the death of the martyrs. She whispers again, hide the gun. My unfazed advisor attempts to exploit loyalty for a mutual understanding. My invincible partner, my attempt to deny ominous signs, invest in stability. Her voice trails off. My invisible partner. Thus history whispers. Thanks, guys. And I have a couple more.